Hello everybody and welcome back once again to another battle report from Bordeaux Gaming Battle Reports. I bid you welcome. Right then guys, so finally we are back with another battle report. This time it's BMSK League 2020, match number 5 in that order. But guys, once again, I think I do you all a disservice if we don't go and check on the standings and see how it is going for everybody in this little league of ours here in the southern part of Stockholm, Sweden. Okay guys, so let's run it over and see how the standings look, and then we talk about the game a little bit, and then we are gonna check in both our lists like we usually do, then the bookmaking, then the game. That's it. Alright guys, so standings first. Right then, well have a look at this. So this is how the standings are looking like right now. Besides the game between me and Marshall Erik, which is the only game that hasn't been well typed into the standings so far because I didn't want to spoil the result. I want to show you all this battle report so we can see how it went. Anyway guys, as far as I can see, Dirty Mike is in a comfortable lead here, but he has a couple of games more played than the rest of us, but he's there comfortable with 18 in score, 6 wins, 1 loss, so it's going great for him. Then we have Mr. Newman at second place, but he has the most played games above anybody here, but he has a comfortable win against Bordeaux Gaming here, that little bastard. Yeah, and Rasmus, same here, both of them comfortable for me because they have both wins against me. Really annoying. Then we have TJ smashing everybody with 4 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. Somebody needs to fucking stop the TJ train, I say. So let's hope he can lose some more. That's what I'm hoping for at least. But it's going great for him so far. 67 battle points with 4 wins, 0 defeats. Yeah, and then we have me, 2 wins, 2 losses. So yeah, I need to shape up. I can't have it like this. And then we have the rest of the guys. So yeah, that's it. Alright, this game will be between Bordeaux Gaming and Marshall Erik with his Empire of Sonnstahl. Alright, and it seems like it's not going that great for my dear friend Erik here, but maybe he will change things since he's gonna face me now and I'm on a fucking down path at this point. Anyway guys, let's move over and see what Marshall Erik brought with him this time. Arise, brethren! Time to go to war. The Empire has been called. That introduction song was called Bismarck with Sabaton, a Swedish heavy rock band. Okay guys, so let's check in this list. First, let's have a little backstory to this game. Marshall Erik and I were conversing over Facebook, and he had a request. He wanted me to bring out the rats because he wanted some retribution for the last game that we had. Poor Erik got 20-0'd by Thorsten's wrath that game, so he wanna have some vengeance, that's for sure. So he has tailored a fitting list for killing rats, that's what he said anyway. So let's check it out. Anyway, he has a Marshall, he's the BSB, Death Warrant, Witch Guard, and he has a Prelate on Altar of Battle, it's the General, Plate, Armor, Shield, Alchemist Ally with Crown of Autocracy to give that extra discipline. Then 2 Wizards, both Wizard Masters with a binary scroll each and Crystal Ball, Pyromancy and Cosmology. Ouch, you guys know what I think about Pyromancy by this moment, when I'm playing the rats that is. Then in core he has 45 heavy infantry with halberd, champion and stunnerbearer. Then 50 spearmen with champion, stunnerbearer. And then some more heavy infantry, sword and board with stunnerbearer. Then in special it has Imperial Guard, Musician, Shield, Thunderbear. Then 3x5 Riders, Brace of Pistols, Heavy Armor. So I have a 4+ armor, so I take it. And then he has 2x1 mortars and rounding it off with a grand old steam tank. Alright, what do I think about the list? Well, it is what he told me that it is. It's tailored to kill rats. So yeah, this will be a fucking horrible matchup. And what can I say? Well, I will have to take care of the riders pretty early, and the mortars. The riders because they will shaft me into oblivion, and the mortars will destroy my big blocks. So I will, and by him having 2 binding scrolls, I can't comet away the mortars either. So and will be really annoying. I like this list, but it all depends on what it goes up against, of course. If this will go up against, for example, chaos or something with heavy armor, this wouldn't be that much of a threat, I say. But in this moment, it's a great list to kill rats. Anyway, guys, enough said about that. Let's check in my list and see how it went. That song is called Inside the Fire with Disturbed. Alrighty then, if you ask, then I oblige, of course. Thorsten is back into action, and he has some severe retribution to crave for. Goddamn ogres, making sure that our self-esteem is at a low rock bottom. Yep, but we are gonna crawl out of this mess, that's for sure. So we have the Twin Towers back in action. Chief, BSB, 80 Icon, 211. And he has the stay behind thing. He doesn't have the obsidian rock signal on this. Thorsten has that though. And Thorsten is a level 4 mage, riding on top of his polished cabriolet with second awakening, so he can re-roll damage spells. Then he, except for the combat though. And then we have the Plague Patriarch, even called the Fat One, on a Plague Pendulum. It's a wizard adept, so he has 2 spells in the Occultist with 2+, 4+ on the save. Then in core I have some footpads with paired weapons, then some Plague Brotherhood, full command with Banner of the Endless Swarm, which I like to use nowadays. Then I have 33 Stormvermin with full command and Rending Banner. And then we have some Plague Disciples, 14 of them, 2x2 Rat Swarms, that's right. That's what I have been needing earlier, so I really need to use Shaft more into this list. And then we have some Missiles, 2x3, some Clay Catapults, which are always nice to have, and then a Nappa Launcher, which I think is the best weapon team for the price at this point. And then we have Roger, the famous retarded rat. Yeah, that's right guys, I did a microwave Roger after the last game. Even though I wanted to. But I had taken too much effort into the painting and such, and I can't be that salty. I would never microwave my own miniatures. Well, never say never. But anyway, this is the list, and I really enjoy playing this. This is what I feel comfortable playing with the rats at the moment. I have played a couple of other lists, of course, and other editions of other things. But this is usually always what I fall back to. I don't know what it is, I just feel comfortable with this, and I think this is a fun list to play. So guys, let's move over and see what the bookmakers had to say about this game. Well, have a look at this, guys. Thorsten and Friends, aka Wardog Gaming, against Marshall Erik. And yeah, that's what we have. And this is the bookmaking score, or stats, or whatever you want to say. And it's only me this time. And I say that Marshall Erik has the upper hand here, and it's all about the lists. His list is tailored to kill mine, so I think I will struggle in this game. And here we have the match history, guys. So I have faced him before with the rats, which we have bat rep on in this YouTube channel, and then I have faced him also one time with Kingdom of Equity. And as far as I can remember, I think he got smashed in that game as well. He has been a bit unlucky though, and that's the thing with the Empire. If you put all your units in a big blob, then they usually just panic off all the board. It will be create a mass panic. So it's That's a hard thing to manage with the Empire, I would say. It's all about making sure that you take as little panic checks as possible and damage control. That's it. Okay, guys, enough said about the bookmaking and everything. Let's move over to the game and see how it went. Fight! Right, so finally we have arrived. Match day, game number 5. Marshall Erik versus the Filthy Rats. Okay then, guys, this is the layout of the table, and for starters we are playing classical battle lines with 12-inch forward deployment. And as secondary objective we're playing King of the Hill, and this time we really mean it. It's all about claiming this hill in the middle. Both of us choose this hill, and we did that just out of good fun. And it was Erik's idea actually, and I thought it would be entertaining to try. So anyway, guys, I have recorded the deployment this game as well, so let's check it in first, and then we come back and check in the spells that we have chosen, and then we talk a little bit about the deployment phase, and then we move over to the game. So let's see the recordings first.
Right, Mr. Erik, please tell me, what do we have here?
Okay, so this is Kill the Rat theme.
Kill the Rat theme, okay.
So I have my little wizard bunker here that has 2 master wizards with cosmology and pyromancy. So the theme is to just burn the shit out of
every rat
the big units I can find here, and also abuse flaming swords on this in a bubble to, well, basically
you
just
shouldn't spoil the entire tactic beforehand. Not that it isn't that obvious.
I thought you had
Oh yeah, no, of course I had it. Okay, so we have a mortar, and then what is this?
This is halberdiers. 48 something, I think.
Full command and?
No, not full command. It's a champion and a standard bearer.
Okay, so no musician.
Yeah, and here we have just a BSB.
BSB.
He has the death warrant.
Okay.
Nothing special there. They have a musician and a standard bearer.
All right.
And this is 50 spears with standard.
All right.
3 raiders. With
3 raiders that hasn't vanguarded yet.
They haven't vanguarded, and they have heavy armor and paired pistols.
Yes, and running it off with a steam tank.
Regular old steam tank.
Regular steam tank. And that is his list.
Right, so that was Erik's deployment, and we move over to the rats and see how they deployed.
Then, since you ordered this, Erik, I don't know why, but here we have the rats. So Roger, some Yesails, some swarms, a catapult, some plague sensiviers, another catapult, more swarms, the fat one and his plague brotherhood buddies with a BSB here somewhere. There we have it, the red one that has 2 American resistance and stand behind. Then Thorsten and his bodyguards that has full command and rending banner, and Thorsten has 2 American resistance and regular kit. And then it is a Napta thrower, some night runners, and Yesails. And that is the rat list.
Right, so that was the deployment, and I don't think I told you guys, but we had a roll-off. He won the roll-off on which side he wanted to choose, and then he took this side because he wanted to claim this hill, I guess. And I thought that was a good advantage point, and it forced me into the water as well, which I didn't like at all. And then I told him that I wanted to drop everything to go first, so that's how it went. And then, guys, we are now gonna move over and see what spells we choose. Hey guys, I did only take 1 picture of Erik's spells, but he has Touch of the Heart, Unity and Divergence, Perception of Strength, Ice and Fire, and for the Pyromage he has Enveloping Embers, Flaming Swords, Fireball and Pyroclastic Flow, and then he has all the prayers as usually. That's Erik's spells. And then for Thorsten he has Hand of Heavens, Mighty Unbeliever, Wrath of God and Awaken the Rat. And then for the fat one he has Sacrifice, Hand of Glory, and the first spell in Occultism, what's it called now again, that magic missile. Pentagram of Pain. Dear, I got it. Right, so that was the spell selection, and the idea behind my spells was to take the Comet, of course, to just destroy his gun line, to take out the mortars. And the Pentagram of Pain is to restore wounds on the fat one if he will be lucky enough to get in some wounds with the mortars on top of it, or the steam tank or whatever. And then some extra ward save is necessary in this situation, I see, because well, of the mortars and all the heavy shooting. And then the rest of the magic missiles from Thorsten is basically because just to clear up chaff. It's for chaff clearing basically. So that was the concept. Anyway, since we had a roll-off, Erik won the roll-off on which side you want to choose. I dropped everything to go first, so turn 1, rats! But first worth noting is that how he vanguarded his riders. He moved them over here, well over here, so basically this is how it looks after he has vanguarded. Then we go like this, guys. Alright, so we push up forward full steam ahead with both blocks. And the reason is because we want to try to hide them for his mortars, so they can't get shot at. And well, I could barely fit them here, but it was actually successful. He can't see them now anymore. So I'm really happy about that. And other than that, we move up with the G-Sails. Roger rolls a 3 on his random movement. Yeah, totally failed there. So he just stumbles forward a couple of inches. Try to hide my Plagues and Severes here behind the hill to make sure to use them later for any purpose. I want to try to throw them into the steam tank. I think that they can actually pull that off with the toxic hits if I can be a bit lucky. And maybe to get a lowering toughness on him or something like that, also some magic support. And then the rest of the gun line here stays put. That's it. After this, we're going into the magic phase and we get the number 5 spell card, so a really nice card to start off the battle with. And basically what we do is that we kill off a couple of riders with some magic missiles. And that was basically it. Nothing much happened. He dispelled Awakened the Rat in this turn. I got off Pentagram of Pain on them, and on Hand of Heaven, and Hand of Heaven rolled like a 1 on the number of hits, which rolled a 1 after, so I did 0 wounds with it. I think I did 3 wounds with Pentagram of Pain actually. That was the only spell that did some damage. So a pretty lackluster magic phase with so many dice, I gotta say. And of course he binding scrolled the Comet. So no surprise there. Otherwise, in the shooting phase, the G6 that I moved opens up on a mortar, hitting on 6s, wounding on 2s, and I do 1 wound. So I'm really happy about that. And also these G6 opens up on his steam tank here and plinks in a wound on it as well. Then both catapults opens up on his halberdiers here at the right, well, his left flank. And I hit with a complete hit with the first one and does a couple of wounds, and then the other one hits with a partial hit, and I do altogether 6 wounds, which I think is a bit underwhelming to actually with so many hits when I'm so lucky by hitting catapults. So yeah, that was it. So not much really happened in turn 1 rats. We are all about being positioned strategically to claim the objective at this point, because I can't push against this gun line. If I do so, I will get stuck here, and sure, I can grind down the blocks, but if I get forward and he has smashed my entire blocks with his mortars, then there's nothing else for me to do there. Then I will just fail the combat and well, completely get 20-0 in this game. So I have to be a bit passive here, unfortunately. Anyway guys, enough said about that, so off to the Imperium, turn 1. Right, so for the Imperium, turn 1, onward men! And this is what he does basically. So he realigns his riders, takes the steam tanks, pushes it forward a couple of inches towards Roger. He has his sights for him, and then he moves on forward with his halberdiers, and the rest of his line pushes on forward a couple of inches as well. He's in no hurry. He has the ranged advantage at this point. He's waiting for his mortars to do the job, I think. Anyway, that's it. Then we go into his magic phase, and it seems like he got the number 4 spell card, which we have a better picture of here. And then in the magic phase, basically what happens is that he bubbles the flaming sword aura, and he gets it off with a 6-6-5. Yeah, so that was too much for me to try to dispel, so I let it go. After that, he tried for a cheeky little fireball onto the sails. I think he might have actually pulled it off, but I don't think he did any wounds. And then he tried something else like Unity and Divergence here onto his halberdiers, and I dispelled that.
that was basically it. Then we go into shooting phase, and he starts off with the mortar number 1, shoots at Roger, misses, but then mortar number 2 hits, complete hit, wounds, and then does max wounds to Roger. So, oh, ouch! 3 wounds to Roger, yeah, that really sucked. And then his steam tank opens up with Roger as well, but rolls a 1 and then a 1 after, so the cannon is destroyed. So, whew, yeah. So a bit unlucky for the Imperium turn 1 there, but yeah, I take that. I'm happy about that, to be honest. And that was basically his turn. So then we're off to Rats, turn 2. Right, so for Rats turn 2, basically we just stay put with our entire line. We move up with the sails here a couple of inches so we can see the steam tank, and continues on forward with the night runners here behind Thorsten, and the napta thrower here also pushes on forward a couple of inches. Then Roger pushes down so he can hide himself for the mortars. He doesn't want to get shot again, because yeah, that went terrible. Otherwise we stay put with basically the rest, and then we go into the magic phase, and it seems like we get the number 3 spell card here. And once again we try to fry off some riders. We kill a couple of riders here with I think it was a pentagram of pain. He once again binding scrolled the comet, and then he stopped awakened the rat. So that was it, and these riders here are dead, so ignore these. But that was basically it. So just kill off a couple of riders, so not much at all happened in the magic phase here again. Then in shooter phase, both catapults opens up on his halberdiers. One of them misses, the other one gets a complete hit and kills off like 8 halberdiers or so, I think. So yeah, we're dwindling down, that's for sure. And then my Gisais opens up on his mortar here and plinks in 2 wounds to it, so I'm really happy about that. Maybe next turn I can actually kill it off. And then my Gisais here that has moved opens up on the steam tank, and I think I plink in another wound on it as well. And that I am really happy about as well. That was basically turn 2 Rats, so we're off to the Imperium, turn 2. Alright, so for Erik's Imperium, turn 2, this is what he does. He continues on forward with his halberdiers, pushes onward, and then he just realigns his middle line here, takes his steam tank and rolls it back. He have no use for the cannon anymore, so he just want to protect his left flank here. And then his riders are just realigning to make sure that he can shaft me whenever I wanna show my rat face to his borders. That's it. Then we go into his magic phase, and it seems like he got the number 6 spell card, so another good card for Erik. And then he tries for Unity and Divergence once again on his halberdiers. I dispel that. Then he gets off a bubble flaming swords, which I let go because he doesn't have much else to shoot at. Then he tries for fireball onto the sails. I think he got it off, but did like 1 or 0 wounds to the sails, not much at all. And then in the shooting phase though, his mortars opens up on the sails. One of them hits with a direct hit and kills off a sail, and does another wound on another. I do the panic check, and I actually stick there on a 5, so really lucky there. And that was basically his entire turn, guys. So then we're off to Rats, turn 3. Right, so here we have Rats, turn 3, and basically what we do is that we once again stay put with the big towers. Keep on pushing forward with the night runners, and the sails, I think they keep on moving forward this turn as well. Then I realign the swarms so they are ready to chaff his halberdiers, because I'm seeing what he's trying to do here. He's pushing forward towards my catapults. And then Roger goes up here and tries to hide himself from getting shot from the mortars again. That's why he's covering here behind the impassable terrain piece. Okay, then after this we go into the magic phase, and we torch off one of his riders, and that's basically it. So he has 2 rider units left, and I try to 4 dice the comet. He dispels it with 5 dice. I get a really high roll, but he gets even higher on the dispel attempt. Then in the shooting phase, we oh, by the way, we got the number 2 spell card, so it wasn't that many dice in this phase though. Anyway, in the shooting phase, both catapults opens up on his halberdiers, and as you can see, he's pulling off some models here. Can't remember exactly how many I killed, but I have killed a bunch, as you guys can see. And then the Gisais opens up, shoots at his mortars, but rolls double ones and take 2 wounds in the process, and then flees off from having one of their pals shot off. So I only have 1 model left here now that is fleeing. And then the EoS here opens up on his steam tank and plinks in another wound on it. So I think it has 5 or 4 wounds left. I think it's 5 wounds left. And that's basically it, guys. Then we're off to the Imperium, turn 3. So basically what Marshall Erik does is that he takes his riders, pushes them over here to this right flank. Stays put with his halberdiers this turn. Because he has seen my little trap here. He doesn't want to charge my swarms because he's afraid of getting killed by Roger in the return then. And he doesn't want to charge Roger either. I should have probably suggested that he should charge Roger here actually, because he could see him. I think it was a 9 or 8 inch charge, and then he can give the order to make it a 7 or 8 inch charge. So I would probably have done that. Anyway, his riders, he keeps on staying put with them back here. The steam tank realigns, and basically the rest of his line is looking like this. He's hoping for his mortars to do the damage, I see. Alright, after that we go into his magic phase, and he gets the number 1 spell card. Not much happens in the magic phase at all. I think he tried for bubble flaming swords and let it go. He could only see with one of the mortars Roger, and I was hoping for him to be a little bit unlucky there on the shooting part. And then he tried to torch Roger with a fireball or something. I think he had line of sight for him to do so. And that one I dispelled. That was basically it. And then we go into his shooting phase, and the mortar that can see Roger shoots but misses. I think he got a partial hit but didn't wound. The other mortar opens up on think nothing. He didn't shoot at all in this turn because he was afraid of having it destroyed from a misfire. So and it couldn't reach the units over here. I was 48.01% inches away from the mortar. So. And that was basically his entire phase. So sorry guys, but there are really quick phases in this game. It becomes like this when your opponent has such a range of tools to handle your army. You have to be a bit passive then and play after the objective, I'm sorry to say so. Anyway, enough about this. We move over to Rats, turn 4. Alright then guys, so if anything's gonna happen in this game, then it's up to me, it feels like. So I was debating with myself for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then I reconsidered. It was like, crap, if I'm gonna do an entertaining battle report about this, then we have to do this. So I push on the advance. It's turn 4, and I want to claim some battle points as well. Otherwise I will mainly just get the objective, I think, and have a small win. And that won't be enough, I feel like, not in this league that we're having. So I do something dangerous and pushes on the advance. And after this, basically for you guys that are only listening, I take Roger, pushes into the impasse here. Pushes up the plague sensibilities on top of the hill here in the middle. Then I take the fat one here on top of the middle as well, to give him a good advantage point, to give him a couple of angles to charge. Then I push on the night runners here in the background as well. They are just there to make sure that they can go up and claim the objective at the end. Thorsten is also covering here behind the hill because he doesn't want to get shot at cheaply by some stinky mortars. That's it guys, then we go into the magic phase. And I get the number 6 spell card, which we can see here. In the magic phase we fry off a couple of riders. We try once again to 4 dice the combat, but Marshall Erik dispels it again, unfortunately. And then we basically kill off another rider here with, I think it was, what's it called now again? That occultist level 1 spell. Anyway, so we only kill one there, and he passes his panic check. That was basically it. Then we go into the shooting phase. Oh yeah, basically the sail also fled off the board, no surprise there. Anyway, in the shooting phase, the catapults, both of them misses. Nothing happened there basically. The sails also misses with everything, so it was a very lackluster and bad turn for the rats here. Basically nothing happened more than I just pushed on the advance. So let's see if I get punished for it or not. Turn 4, the Imperium.
Right, so let's see how Marshall Erik deals with this. All the rats are coming for him. Anyway, Marshall Erik declares a charge with a steam tank into the Plague Monks. I know that it can't declare charge, but it has its random movement. It has 5d free movement in a random direction, needing an 11, and rolls a 10.
Nope.
Right, so for the rest of the things that he does, he takes his riders here, pushes them on forward to make sure to shaft me whenever needed. He's having his riders staying put here. I don't know why exactly, but he does. And then he just realigns his halberdiers so they are ready to countercharge Roger if he's want to come out here and play. That's it, guys. Then we go into his magic phase. So in his magic phase he gets a great spell card, a number 8 spell card. And he has a bunch of things he want to do. He starts off with casting, what's it called? Unity in Divergence on his halberdiers. I dispel that. Then he casts, let's see now, can't remember exactly, something else. Anyway, the most important thing that happens in this magic phase basically is that he gets off Flaming Sword Bubble on both of his mortars. He might have cast a fireball or something on my swarms or something. I tried to dispel the flame swords as far as I can remember, but he got a really high roll, and then he can't wait for it because now finally he has been waiting the entire game for this. Both mortars are lined up to shoot at the fat one. So we go over to the shooting phase and let's see what happens. Alright, so mortar number 1 here in the corner opens up on the fat one. Hits, complete hit, and he has flaming swords up, and this is the result. Schmack. Ouch! So that's about, I think, 19, 18 rats dead, and then second mortar opens up, gets a complete hit, and yeah, that's the result. Oh, fuck me.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Yeah, so that's the result, guys. Look what I have left. But the good thing is though that I did the ward save on the first shot on the fat one, made it, and the second one didn't wound me. He rolled a 1 there, so the fat one lucked out them. But still, let's see how many rats I left. 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 rats in the BSB and the fat one. So yeah, pretty successful round for Marshall Erik there. Goddamn mortars. Then we're off to rats, turn 5. Yeah, what can you do? That's how it goes sometimes. So anyway, with this, remember that he has his steam tank here. So I have to do a frenzy check. So I retreat with the first one. So basically the result we have is a lone rider here, and that's just because I'm a bit tilted after what he did to my Plague Monks. That was just too much for me to handle. Anyway guys, then I realign a bunch of stuff here. The store vermins are covering here behind the hill. Both swarms are staying put. The Night Rhinish goes up here to try to kill off his riders behind the steam tank. My Naptor thrower is 18 inches away from the steam tank now as well, so it can start to shoot at it. The Giselles are having a pretty good line of sight to the steam tank as well, and then I try to shaft it with my Plague Spears in case it survives all the bombardment that is going to come in this turn. Well, that's it. Then we move over to the magic phase. Right, so magic. We get the number 6 spell card as far as I can remember, I think. And the first thing that we do, once again, is that we 4 dice the combat because he's saving all his dice for it anyway, so just time to get rid of his dispel dices. Cast it, get a really high roll again on the comet, and in this turn he doesn't dispel it, so hell yeah! He only had to take an entire Plaguement unit to die before Thorsten got pissed off enough to successfully cast the comet. Yeah, so that I am really happy about. And look at this, guys, there's no more steam tank. Basically what happens for the rest of the magic phase is that I get off what's it called, Smite the Unbeliever to lower the toughness on the steam tank. Then I cast Awakened Rat on it, does 2 wounds to it, so it only has 2 or 3 wounds left now. And then my Ysais opens up, plinks in a wound on it as well, and then for the last wound the Napta Thrower goes in, shoots at it. I think it did 2 wounds, it rolled a 1 on the armor save, and then I did roll a 5 or a 6 on the D3 part and burned it off the ground. So hell yeah, guys, some retribution.
Here's another one, and another one. Why you all in my ear?
With that, moving on, we go into the Imperium, turn 5. Oh yeah, worth noting also is that his riders failed a panic check from seeing the steam tank getting shot off the ground. So they are moving in this direction, and here are the remains of the steam tank. Yeah. Alright guys, turn 5 at the Imperium. So he debates for a little bit, but he does this actually. He does a charge with the halberdiers that are left into Roger. Oh yeah, by the way, both catapults or either one of the catapults hit the halberdiers previous turn as well and kill off a bunch more. So as you guys can see, he doesn't have so many of them left now. Anyway, they charge into Roger, and smack, they do the charge, so no problem there at all. He then rallies his remaining riders here at the board edge, and then he starts to move up because he needs to claim the objective in the next turn. That's what he's setting himself up for to do. And yeah, well, that's basically it, guys. Then we go into his magic phase. Also, yeah, worth noting is that he finally moves up with his bunker here. I think he should have done that for a couple of turns ago, but well, he was staying put there in the middle, and it's just because that the comet came down, so he's afraid of having to take a panic check or having a lot of guys being destroyed from it. So anyway, in the magic phase, he tries to buff his halberdiers here with, I think it was Flaming Swords first to kill off Roger, which I save all my dice for, and he doesn't get it off. No, actually, he started off with his Flaming Bounce spell thing from the priest here. I dispel that with 1 or 2 dice, and then I take the rest of my dice to dispel his Flaming Swords. He get the number 7 spell card, by the way, and then I think he, what else did he do? Yeah, he tried for, what's it called, that bounce spell thing with a, sorry guys, Unerring Strike, Brain Fart there again, onto my Plagues and Spears, killed like 2 or 3 Plagues and Spears, not so many died from it. That was basically what happened in his magic phase, and then for the last part I let him roll for the comet. He rolls it, rolls a 6, then I roll the distance, and yeah, this is the result, guys. Big bada boom! That felt so good, yes! And it also killed a bunch of his Imperial Guardsmen, or whatever they're called here as well. Killed a few of them. So yeah, that's it, guys. Then we had combat. He went in, did 2 wounds to Roger, that bastard. I think I only did 2 wounds, and I regen saved like 0 of them. No, actually he did 3 wounds. I regen saved 1. Yeah, and then I went back and went to town to them and hammered them into bits. But he's having like 2 ranks left there still, so he's still steadfast on an 8, not rollable, and he stays. So yeah, that's it. Then we go into the last turn of the game, guys. Turn 6, rats. Right, so turn 6, rats. And basically what we do is that we take both swarms, moves them up to chaff his remaining core units, so they can't contest the objective. We get the number 1 spell card in the magic phase, but first I need to tell you guys all what have happened here on this picture. So I take the Plagues and Spears that are remaining after his Unerring Strike to chaff his big Spearman unit, and then I chaff his other Swordman bunker here to not be able to move up and contest the objective as well. And then we move into the magic phase. Also, yeah, worth noting maybe is that my Stormvermin goes up on top of the hill, the fat one goes up on top of the hill as well. Nobody of them are really that afraid of his magic. Well, I have magic resistance 2 on both of the units. So. Anyway, then I take also the Night Runners, moves them up over here on top of the hill to plink off his riders. Anyway, in the magic phase, basically what happens is that I cast the rat spell on his Imperial Guardsman. I want to claim the entire unit, and he lets it go. I do 10 wounds to the unit, which is one low from claiming the entire unit. I think he has 1 Guardsman left, and he's both wizards. So, then I try for Hand of Heaven onto the unit as well, but he dispels that. It was just to try to catch his sorcerers. That was the whole attempt there. Anyway, then we go into the shooting phase, and in the shooting phase, like I said, the Night Runners plinks off his riders. I open up with a Napta launcher into his spearman guys here, kill off like 2 guys or so. Both catapult misses. I think one of them actually misfires, and that's it basically. Then in the combat phase, Roger goes in and goes to town. He has 4, no, he actually has this left. He has 5 halberdiers left after, because Roger strikes before him, and then he goes back with 5 attacks. Yeah, 5 or 6 maybe, I don't know, I can't remember exactly. And hits boots with 1 of them, and guess what, guys? I can't really save for the life of me. Down goes Roger. Down goes Roger. Yeah, fucking rat keeps on disappointing. Why can't he do a single regen save? Alright. But at least he had his stomach full of halberdiers before he went down. So yeah. Anyway, last turn of the game, the Imperium, and this is what he does. He charges his general into my swarms here, and basically the thing is that he's trying to kill off the swarms there to make sure that his swordman bunker can kill off the other swarm unit, and then overrun enough on top of the hill and claim it as well to grab the objective. Then also, no surprise, his spearman unit charges into the plague sensibilities, and the result is this, guys. The place he goes in, buffs up the spearman unit. I think he tried, yeah, because he's expecting the other units to just destroy the rats. Buffed up the spearman unit, tried for some spell to kill off my remaining plague monks. I dispelled that, let his buffs go off, but a bunch of spearmen died. You see here, guys, I think I killed like, I couldn't remember, 18 or so something ridiculous anyway. Those plague sensibilities are fucking dangerous, that's for sure. And then he overran with that unit to make sure that they are going away, so his swordman bunker can have a free run, overrun here on top of the hill. Like I said, he goes in with his general next and rolls a 1 on the impact hits, and then a 1 to wound me. So no wounds at all from the impact hits. He goes in with his general, hits with both of them. I think horses did a wound or so as well. So, and then I go back, do nothing left. But the thing is that I have 1 or 2 wounds left on a single swarm, and that swarm stays there and makes sure that he can't overrun with the swordsmen on top of the hill. So rats claim the objective at the end. So victory!
Thank you, God. Victory!
So with that said, guys, let's move over and see what the result ended like. Let's count up the score. Okay, so let's move over to the first picture. Alright, so what did Marshall Erik kill of me? He killed my Ysails here, he killed Roger, he killed 1 swarm unit, killed my Sensibirs, killed half of my plague monks. And that was basically it. And what did I kill of Marshall Erik? I get half the halberdier unit, both his mortars, I get the Imperial Guardsman, well, half of it at least. And then I killed his steam tank, all his riders, all 3 rider units. That was it. So it was a bit of a carnage there at the end there, and anyway, especially since when the mortars destroyed my entire plague monk unit. Alright, guys, so let's move. Oh yeah, worth noting also is that the rats claimed the hill at the end. Alright, so let's see what the result ended like. So this is the score, guys. It ended up with a 12-8 to Thorsten and friends, and then we add on top of that the secondary objectives, so it ends up a 15-5 in total for Thorsten and friends.
Hell yeah, guys! Victory! Hell yeah! Alright, so the comeback is real for the rats. That's time to move on from that ogre defeat and look forward, I say. So it's 3-2 in the BMSK League 2020 right now. So just have to keep on going in this direction. Keep on winning. Anyway, Marshall Erik, a big thank you to you. It was a blast playing against you again, as always, my friend. And I think you did it pretty well in this game, actually. Your list was devious, that's for sure. Anyway, guys, I certainly hope you enjoyed this battle report. If you did, then please press the like button. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, then feel free to do so. Otherwise, guys, until we see each other next time, have a great one and peace.